Imagine knowing exactly what you want to say in English.
Right.
But every time you speak, people think you are shy. Or they might think you are unfriendly.
Oh, yeah. That is the worst.
You're definitely not rude, you know. You are just trapped in the A2 language box.
The A2 box. Yes.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are talking about breaking out of that box.
It is like a really frustrating feeling. I face this struggle all the time.
I hear that from so many people.
You spend months learning vocabulary and grammar rules, and you can finally say a simple fact. You can say, I like pizza.
Yeah, which is great for a quick chat.
But it feels incredibly empty.
It feels empty because it hides your personality. Saying I like pizza is just a cold fact.
Right. It does not explain why you love it.
Exactly. It does not explain the delicious taste. Native speakers want to know the real you. They do not just want to hear facts.
So, how do we actually fix this? How do we jump to the B1 level?
Well, linguists have studied this exact problem for years. They looked at data from thousands of students.
Wow, thousands.
Yeah. And they found a very clear pattern. Moving to B1 is not about learning a completely new language. It is about making 5 simple, smart changes.
I love the sound of that. Just 5 simple changes feels very possible.
It is very possible.
I often worry that B1 requires perfect, complex grammar.
Oh, perfect grammar is a total myth. Native speakers make grammar mistakes every single day.
Really? That is such a relief.
They care about connection, not perfection. Today, we will explore these 5 steps. We will learn how to make sentences longer.
Okay.
We will upgrade your everyday vocabulary. And most importantly, we will show you how to connect. We are saying a final goodbye to A2 today.
I am so ready for this. What is the very first step?
The first step is fixing the robot problem. A2 speakers often sound a little bit like robots.
Wait, robots? How do we sound like robots?
Well, they speak in very short, disconnected bursts.
Yeah.
This happens because they are afraid of making mistakes.
Oh, I completely relate to that fear. A short sentence is so easy to control.
It really is.
You find your subject. You find your verb. Then you stop talking immediately. You feel incredibly safe.
Safety is comfortable, but it keeps you hidden. We must connect our small ideas into bigger ones. This brings us to step 1.
Okay, step 1.
Step 1 is about using connectors.
I already use the word and constantly. Is the word and not enough?
The word and is a great starting point, but relying only on and limits your thoughts. It just stacks facts on top of each other.
Oh, I see.
We need to use words like because. We should also use so and although. These specific words are the true secret to fluency.
Can we look at a real example? How does a conversation actually sound in A2?
Imagine you're talking about your weekend. Here's the classic A2 style. You say, I went to the park.
Okay.
Then you pause and say, it was sunny. You breathe and say, I met my friend. Finally, you say, we ate ice cream.
Honestly, the grammar there is perfectly fine. A teacher would probably give that a good grade.
A teacher might give it a good grade.
Yeah.
But a friend might get quickly bored. It sounds like a police report.
Yeah, that is true.
It does not sound like a fun weekend story. Now, let's look at the B1 style. We'll use our connectors to fix it.
Yes, I want to hear the difference.
A B1 speaker says, I went to the park because it was sunny.
Oh, nice.
They continue, I met my friend and we ate ice cream. They finish with, so we were very happy.
Wow, the rhythm of that is totally different. It flows naturally like a real story. It sounds much more relaxed.
It changes everything. It shows you can organize complex thoughts easily.
Yeah.
But let's look at the psychology behind this.
Okay, the psychology.
Why does the word because change the conversation?
I think it is about sharing your logic. Because gives a clear reason for your action.
Exactly.
You're not just reporting your day. You are explaining your personal choices.
That is exactly right.
Yeah.
Giving a reason builds instant trust. You are inviting the listener into your mind.
Yeah, you show them how you make decisions.
It proves you are an open, friendly person.
I never thought about a single word doing that. Although it probably works the same way, right?
Yes, although adds brilliant contrast. You can say, we ate ice cream although it was cold.
Oh, that is good.
It shows your thoughts have real depth. Now our sentences are getting much longer and richer.
But longer sentences need better words inside them. My sentences still feel a little basic sometimes.
You are one step ahead of me. We are moving from grammar to vocabulary now. This is step 2.
Okay, step 2.
Step 2 is upgrading to strong adjectives. You must stop relying on the word very.
Oh man, that is a tough rule for me. The word very is an absolute lifesaver.
I know, it is so tempting.
We learn it on our very first day. We say very big or very tired. Why should we drop such a helpful tool?
It is helpful, but it is a trap. Think about how a volume knob works.
A volume knob, like on a radio.
Exactly. The word very is just a volume knob. It makes another word slightly louder, but it does not change the song itself.
Oh, wow. That makes perfect sense. Very bad is just bad played at a higher volume.
You got it. Strong adjectives completely change the song. Upgrading to strong adjectives is an easy swap.
And a powerful one.
Right. It instantly proves you have a higher vocabulary level. Let's look at some examples from language experts. Instead of saying very big, you can say huge.
Huge. I love how huge sounds. It sounds much bigger than very big.
It really does. Instead of very tired, you should say exhausted. And instead of very good, say delicious.
But memorizing all these new words is intimidating. I have a terrible memory for vocabulary lists.
You do not need to memorize 100 words. Just pick 5 strong adjectives to start.
Just 5.
Yeah. Use them every single day until they feel natural. Let's imagine a very common scenario at work. You just took a long, hard exam.
Okay, I have been there.
An A2 learner describes it simply. They say, I am very tired. They also say the exam was very difficult.
It communicates the point, but it lacks real emotion.
Right. Now, a B1 learner paints a better picture. They say, I am absolutely exhausted. And they add, the exam was really challenging.
Oh, I can actually feel the difference there. The word challenging has a completely different energy.
It does, doesn't it?
Difficult feels like a solid brick wall. Challenging feels like a mountain you can actively climb. It sounds much more positive and mature.
That is a beautiful way to describe it. Strong adjectives also carry physical emotion. Think about the word exhausted.
Exhausted, yeah.
When you say it, it sounds like a heavy sigh. People can actually hear the tiredness in your voice.
They feel your emotions much more clearly. It makes them want to support you.
Exactly. Better words let us express our deeper human thoughts. We must stop just stating plain facts.
Like the sky is blue?
Yes, the sky is blue. The apple is red. Those are safe facts. We must start sharing our true feelings. This brings us directly to step 3.
What is step 3?
Step 3 is about sharing your honest opinion.
This feels like a massive cultural shift to me. In A2, we mostly talk about cold facts.
Yes, very safe topics.
We talk about the weather or our daily schedules. Facts are usually very easy to translate in your head.
Yes, facts are safe and universal. But feelings are complex, messy, and personal.
Sharing opinions is honestly terrifying sometimes. You worry you might offend someone.
Oh, definitely.
Or you worry you will use the wrong vocabulary. So you just stay quiet and nod your head.
That fear is incredibly common among language learners. That is exactly why we use set phrases. You do not need to invent new ways to start.
Oh, like memorizing a template?
Exactly. Linguists suggest memorizing a few key phrases you can confidently start with, in my opinion.
Okay, in my opinion.
You can also say, I believe, or my personal favorite, to be honest.
Oh, I really like the phrase, to be honest. It makes the listener lean in closer to you.
It really does.
It feels like you were sharing a secret. It builds a quick, warm connection with people.
It is a perfect phrase to memorize. You learn it once, and you use it confidently everywhere. Let's look at a popular example about social media.
Okay, social media.
Someone asks if you like using social media apps. An A2 speaker gives a very simple, factual answer. They say, yes, I like it.
Right.
They add, I use it every day. They finish by saying, it is interesting.
It is polite, but it definitely kills the conversation. There is nowhere else to go from there.
Precisely. Now let's build a B1 sentence together. We will use our new tools. We start with our set phrase. To be honest, I think it is useful.
Okay, great start.
Then we add our connector. Because I can see my friends. Finally, we add some contrast. although it takes up too much time.
Wow, that is an amazing sentence. You combined to be honest and although flawlessly.
Thank you.
Doing that in one breath sounds so natural. It sounds 100% like a fluent B1 speaker.
It shows you can see both sides of a topic. It proves you're a thoughtful person. So we can express our opinions about the present now.
What about the future?
Exactly. We also need to learn a new skill. We must talk about our hopes for tomorrow. This leads us right into step 4.
Let me guess. Talking about future plans.
Yes. Step 4 is planning for the future.
A2 learners usually talk about the future very simply. We almost always rely on the word will.
Right. I will do this.
We say, I will go to the store. Or, I will travel to Spain next year.
B1 learners must move beyond simply saying will. Instead, linguists recommend introducing phrases of intention.
Like what?
You can say, I am planning to. You can also say, I'm thinking of.
But what is the real difference in meaning? Why is planning to better than just using will? They both talk about the future.
Let's think about the word will for a second. Will sounds like a fixed guarantee. It's permanent.
Yeah.
The sun will rise tomorrow. The train will arrive at 5 o'clock.
I see. So using will sounds very rigid. It sounds like a strict train schedule.
Exactly. But human lives are not strict train schedules. We have hopes. We change our minds constantly.
That is very true.
Using will just states a cold, unfeeling fact. But saying thinking of shows you have real human intentions. It shows you have personal goals and dreams.
Can we look at the London example from the data?
Sure. Do not just say, I will go to London. It sounds like you bought the ticket already.
Right.
Instead, you say, I am planning to visit London. Then you add a reason, because I want to see Big Ben.
Oh, yeah. It sounds much softer and more conversational.
Let's try one more example about learning English. Imagine you have a big B1 test coming up. An A2 speaker says, I will study harder.
It sounds like a command. It feels stressful.
Yes, it does. But a B1 speaker says, I am thinking of studying harder. Then they add, I really want to pass my test.
I love that. Thinking of invites the other person to help.
Exactly.
A friend might say, I can help you study. It opens the door for a shared experience.
You hit the nail on the head. It naturally leads to our final, most important step.
What?
We can talk about ourselves perfectly now.
We have facts, feelings, and future plans.
Yes, but conversation is never just about you. The final step is focusing on the other person. We must connect with others in real dialogue.
That makes sense.
Let's unpack step 5. Step 5 is asking great follow-up questions.
Oh, this is where so many learners completely freeze up. They answer a question perfectly, then they stop talking and stare.
It is so awkward.
They just let the conversation completely die in awkward silence.
Yes, or they use the classic, dreaded A2 response. They just ask the simple question, and you.
Oh, no, I am so guilty of this. I hear, and you, all the time. It is the easiest way to pass the turn back.
It is easy, but it is a terrible habit. Saying, and you, means you are permanently stuck in A2.
Ouch. Really?
Let's think about conversation like a game of tennis. When someone asks a question, they hit the ball. You must hit the ball back to them.
So saying, and you, is a weak hit.
It is worse than a weak hit. Saying, and you, is like dropping the ball at your feet.
Yeah.
You're expecting the other person to run over.
Oh, I see.
You want them to pick it up and hit it for you. It forces them to do all the hard work.
That is a brilliant way to picture it. It is actually a little bit lazy, isn't it?
It is a little lazy. You want to ask specific, interesting questions instead. A specific question puts a fun spin on the tennis ball.
I like that.
You force the other person to hit back an interesting answer. You can ask, what do you think about that? Or you can ask, have you ever tried it?
Let's look at the hiking example we found. Imagine a coworker says they love hiking in the mountains.
An A2 learner listens and simply says, and you. Wait, that does not even make sense there.
No, it does not.
An A2 learner might just say, that is nice. Then the conversation completely ends.
Right. But a B1 learner asks a specific follow-up question. They ask, how often do you go hiking? Or maybe, have you ever been to the Alps?
Those questions are fantastic. They show you're paying attention to their words.
I must note the cultural importance of this step. In many English-speaking cultures, asking questions shows deep respect.
Yes, absolutely.
It proves you are truly listening to them. It makes the other person feel special and valued.
Active listening is a literal superpower in English. It makes native speakers want to talk to you more.
They will forget you are learning the language.
Exactly. They will just enjoy chatting with a good friend.
Making them feel comfortable is the ultimate goal. So, we covered a lot of ground today. What are the key takeaways for us?
Let's briefly review our 5 powerful steps. These simple changes will push you right into B1. Step 1, use connectors like because, so, and although.
Step 2, use strong adjectives like huge instead of very.
Step 3, share your true opinions using to be honest. Step 4, say you are planning to instead of will.
And step 5, ask specific follow-up questions to connect.
Perfect.
When you list them out, it sounds very manageable. It is not about reading a giant grammar book. It is just making small, smart changes to everyday words.
Exactly. It is about working smarter, not harder. Now, we have a really fun listener challenge for you. We pulled this challenge straight from the language data.
Oh, I love challenges.
We want you to think about your absolute dream job. Describe this job out loud using at least one connector.
That is a great exercise. You can use words like because or although.
Right. You might say, I want to be a chef because I love food. Taking time to practice this is a huge step forward. Say it out loud while you drink your coffee today.
I hope everyone tries this challenge right now. It is the best way to lock in the knowledge immediately.
I have one final thought for you to consider. What if you combine all 5 steps at once?
Oh, wow. All 5.
Try doing this in your very next English conversation. Use a connector, a strong adjective, and an opinion phrase. Share a plan and ask a great question. Imagine what will happen.
Your friends and coworkers will be incredibly surprised.
They will be amazed. You will sound like a completely new, confident speaker tomorrow. The A2 box will be a distant memory.
I love that.
We know you have the power to do this. Thank you for joining our deep dive today.
Keep practicing your skills every day. Do not fear mistakes. And goodbye for now.
We will see you next time. Keep talking.